schools in various parts of Gauteng will be used as shelters for the homeless. Non-profit organizations will also help to provide shelter. Well, for more on this, we are joined in the studio by Gauteng Education Spokesperson Steve Mabona. And Tata Mabona, good morning. Thank you very much for coming in and making the time at this busy time as we're all building up towards midnight tonight. Is it across Gauteng that you will select certain schools, or is it all schools across Gauteng that will be made available for the homeless?
Thank you very much, Praten. Look, we look at the number of schools that can accommodate the homeless, the vulnerable. We have identified about 30. But out of the 30, we have since looked very closely, and we decided that the 13 in the different corridors will then be utilized. Like, for instance, in Johannesburg corridor, we're looking at about 4 schools that we're going to utilize. The North corridor, which is Tshwane and the surrounding areas, will be 3 schools that we've identified. And then all other corridors, your West Rand, which is 1, Sidibeng will be 1, and but then Ekurhuleni, we also identified 1. So all those areas will be accommodated. But what we are doing, working with the social development, of course, we have said they need to look at the shelters that they have, check on the numbers, accommodate the homeless that can still be accommodated in the existing shelters already. Then when we don't have space there anymore, we then drift into our schools.
So there'll be more use as an overflow measure. So you've got existing shelters, use them. Once they get full, you need space, then you can come to a school.
Yes, out of the existing shelters, it was confirmed that social development will not make it. Hence, we have identified schools to say, let's accommodate.
So those schools are readily available as of today?
Yeah, the question was, where are you taking the children? We are taking them into the homeless. We are taking them into the boarding facilities. We've identified all schools that have boarding facilities.
Also, so
they are habitable.
School. Yes, you must have a boarding facility to accommodate the homeless.
It is. They are habitable. It's a matter of us augmenting with the social development, look at what is it that we're going to need. Remember, all these homeless people will be then screened, and the officials will then be working with them, prepare them to say we are going into a different environment, and make sure that they are ready to be accommodated.
So you've got social development, you're going to have health authorities as well screening them?
Definitely. I mean, we're in the social cluster. We work very closely with social development, Department of Health, make sure that they are screened. Because remember, the NGOs that the social development will be working and bringing close as well as your Sanka, because you'll understand that some of the homeless might be, probably utilizing, the substances, and they will probably have withdrawal symptoms. How do you manage that? Department of Health with their nurses, Sanka with their officials as well, to say how do we manage them. So we need to, be prepared for that, and we have made sure that we are prepared for that.
In addition to dealing with substance abuse where it might occur among the homeless, you're going to have to deal, I guess, as well with their nutritional needs, in terms of supplementing that. Is that a possibility? It's going to happen for them while they are, during the lockdown period, while they are in those facilities?
It is indeed, we are going to feed them. They will get 3 meals. And hence we have said the officials, when they interact with them, I mean, in nature, social development will be a caring department, so they know how to persuade. Because remember, this is a space where you have people that, some of them, they don't want to be institutionalized. Because some will say, yes, I have odd jobs that I do, but I don't have where to stay.
And some of them might to be being arrested for whatever reason.
Well, indeed. I mean, so that's why we need to work very closely with them and say, you are going into this new environment for 21 days. Some actually will be happy with those that will want to repent from substance abuse, take them through the process.
This might be an opportunity for them.
Definitely. So take them through that process and make sure that they are taken back into their society. That's what we want to do.
I would assume you had to engage with the school management in those various areas. I mean, schools are closed for them to be aware that you need their boarding facilities.
Definitely. We have actually interacted with all the schools that have been identified. Well, as a department, you know that these are our schools, but management of those will rely on the SGBs So we interacted with SGB and the school management to say, this is what we need. The country needs us as the education sector. We need to avail these facilities because they are there. Schools are closed and the children are at home. So because we don't want tents. We said we don't want to erect tents. We don't want shelters that are not habitable. So we had to make sure that our shelters are habitable and our people are comfortable. They are going into the space where they will be comfortable. And hence we have released the number, a toll-free number, 0800
Yes.
428 8364.
0800
428 8364.
8364.
So
0800 428 8364. This number to be used for what purposes?
This number can be utilized by any member of the community who witness some homeless people that need some assistance so that we can then take them into our shelters. And those that need to donate, because there are corporates and individuals that will want to donate food, we will make sure that we collect. They just need to make a call. We will collect the food and make sure that we distribute.
Just to be practical, before you go, I know my producer force says we're running out of time, but this is important just to ask. If I call this number, 0800 428 8364, as a member of public, because I've identified a homeless person or persons, I need to be very clear about the location as well, where they are, and give the necessary details.
Definitely, because in all our corridors, we will have shelters. So our officials will know what to do. So if you call there, you identify yourself and indicate where those people are, will then be in a position to can accommodate. Because you understand that what you see, officials will tell you, social development, that what you see during the day is 10% of probably homeless. So in the night, that's where you will see the true reflection of what is happening. So in the event we might have missed some, people need to assist us and make sure that they call so that we can then shelter them.
Okay, I'll just repeat the number, 0800 428 8364. Call that number wherever you may be in the country and you are witnessing there are homeless people who are not attended to, and you'll be able to provide the necessary details. Thank you very much, Ntate Mabona. Steve Mabona, speaking on behalf of the Gauteng Education Department.